Got a passion for beauty products? Want to turn that passion into an online business that helps you sell beauty products online? Hello everyone, I'm Juliet Samuel, and here at Beauty Business Blueprint, we help estheticians, aromatherapists, and handmade beauty artisans do just that, set themselves up to sell their products online. Before we talk about your niche, which is your audience, creating content, emails, social media, data metrics, or just your website in general, today's talk is going to be about you and how you maintain your health while you're building your business. A lot of us start the day jumping out of bed, going straight to checking our emails, seeing what orders might have come in, or prepping in your head what your day is going to be like. But before you get there, one of the important things that you want to do is to start your day before you start your business. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when you get up, have a cup of warm water, or at least room temperature. And what that's going to do is start hydrating your system. And anybody in your space knows that hydration is extremely important. If anything, you're telling your clients you need to drink more water, and that water is going to hydrate you from within. And that whole premise of having your system internally hydrated is what's going to reflect part of the beauty of your skin. You want to also make sure that you stretch when you get up. Even if it's just a 5 to 10 minute stretch, arms over your head, arms straight out, back clasp, hands behind your back. Those things will also help you wake up your body. You want to step outside if possible. Even if you live in the city, a big metropolis like Manhattan or DC or Philly, you can still step out if you've got a terrace, or come downstairs in the lobby and just walk around the block. It's important that you have fresh air. And what does that do? It lets you wake yourself up before your business takes over your day. And it will definitely take over your day. That's one point that we want to make. Another thing that we want to take a look at is you want to eat like it matters. I'll do a separate video on nutrition and food and how that's important to you as the beauty entrepreneur for your health. But right now, a couple of the tips would be, you want to eat like your life and your health matters to you. 1 to 2 meals a day. Some of you may be looking at me like, yeah, right. But 1 to 2 meals a day. And if anything, you're going to snack on something healthy. Grab an apple. If your system can handle nuts or grains, you might want to make yourself a trail mix. And they're always healthier when you make them yourself. Granola, cherries, dried cherries, raisins, dates. These are things that you want to put together in a different trail mix component, and adding walnuts and almonds. And those things are something you can snack on. And they're healthy snacks as opposed to chips, even Doritos. They have a lot of things in them, and that's not knocking a brand. It's just talking about a type of chip, or maybe I should say a tortilla chip. But the concept is that what you feed your body feeds your internal organs, and that feeds you and gives you energy as well as life force. And your life force is very important. So you don't want to run your business without fuel. And the same rule applies to how you take care of your health. You don't want to have your body running without the right fuel as well. The next tip I want to talk about, or the next thing I want to talk about with you, is moving. I mentioned earlier about going outside when possible, even if it means coming downstairs and walking. You want to have a full regimen, and that regimen is going to include something like a 20-minute workout, a 30-minute workout. If you can schedule an hour in, that's even better. When I'm finding myself tight on time, even when it's like early in the morning, I have something that a lot of you may know about, and some of you remember from way back, and that's a hula hoop. I have a weighted hula hoop. And what I do is a good 12 to 20-minute workout, depends on the day, depends on the timeline. But I will do that and incorporate it with maybe 10 minutes on the elliptical. That's my workout for a short morning. And if I'm going to do any more than that, then I might incorporate yoga by winding down, or some lightweight training. And I do a lot of that at home. I don't like gyms personally. So for me, I make sure that my environment within my living space has an area where I can actually do my calisthenics or my stretching or my yoga within my own home. And what that does is it gives you and your body fuel and energy to move throughout the day. That's the full workout. In addition to that, if you are seeing clients and your schedule is back to back, in between clients, it's a good idea to schedule so that you can come out of your treatment room or your craft room and step into fresh air again and take a 5 to 10-minute walk. Just come out the door, 5 minutes in one direction, 5 minutes back, and that's 10 minutes that you've now stepped outside into fresh air. And that fresh air is going to help energize you, bring you into a space that's different, and that's going to trigger a completely different mind shift, so that you can then come back into your workspace refreshed and renewed. And that's the type of thing you want to do in addition to your full workout. And what that will help you do is, once again, create an energy within and a renewal and a refreshing for you, so that you're more alert. You can concentrate now on your next client that you're working with, and it gives you a completely different mind shift and energy base to start working from. Then you want to create boundaries. Creating boundaries is so important. And what do I mean by creating boundaries? Well, first of all, you want to set hours that you actually work within your space, whether you are creating skincare products that you're going to put together and sell, or whether you're creating body products or signature perfumes or mood enhancers, body butters. You still want to have boundaries. In other words, you're going to do this from 9 to 5, 7 to 4, 8 to 3, however you structure your day. You want to have a beginning point and you want to have a cutoff point so that you can step away. And this is also part of refreshing. When you constantly are on doing your business, whether it's packaging, creating labels, affixing labels to your containers, you set yourself into overwhelm, and you've not taken a step back, so there's no clarity. And what you really want to make sure you have is clarity. You don't want to always be on point and moving. And clarity comes when you step back, take a look at what you've done throughout the day, and then you can set your goal for how you're going to approach the next day and start it refreshed. And from there, what you want to do, I would say the last thing is to protect your mental health. You want to make sure that you have quiet time. And what do I mean by quiet time? In the mornings, we've got you getting up and stretching. Midday, it's a slow walk, or maybe going into an outdoor space in nature where you can sit and refresh. And in the evenings, you want to do the same thing. You want to make sure you take quiet time so that you can do a mental shift and come down from all of the anxiety levels of having worked your business during the day, whether you've been doing facials, working on creating products. All of this means you want to step back now and bring it down so that you can have quiet time and regroup. Because let's remember, some of you may be single, but you still have a life. Some of you are single parents. Some of you are married. You have spouses, you have households, you have other things that you are having to take care of aside from the business that you're wanting to build. All of this takes a lot of mental energy, and you want to be able to make sure that there's time for everything, but you want to make sure, more importantly, that there's time for you to wind down, step back, gain clarity, and regroup so that you can move forward into the next day. So what I want you to do now is pick one of the things that I've talked about today, and that being to start in the morning with waking yourself up before you move into your business. I want you to eat like it matters. I want you to move your body. I want you to also create boundaries. And more importantly, I want you to protect your mental health. So where will you start? Comment for me in the comment box. Send me a comment and let me know where you're starting. Let me know if there's anything else that you want me to discuss around this topic or building your business online so that we can actually give you what you want. I spoke when I started about the audience, your niche market, emails, content creation, data, all of that's important. And if you haven't already chosen it, take a look, and there's a link within the description where you can get the free guide, Selling Beauty Products Online, 9 Core Elements to help you get started. And what it will do is help you get focused and gain clarity on who your market actually is. If you're just starting out, that's important. If you're just starting out, the tips that I gave you are just as important, because all of it has to work in order for you to be successful at what you do as a beauty entrepreneur selling your products online. That's it for this week. Until next time, we'll see you then. Take care.